Hey, it's Rachel Elise from Blue Moon Elise, and today we are talking about a great juicer is a great investment. So I'm going to start this talk with the understanding that you already know that juicing is phenomenal for you. If you're interested in detoxing, if you are interested in getting more energy, if you are interested in healing your body from chronic inflammation that may be already causing you chronic disease, then juicing is definitely an option to go. And with the understanding that you're already sold on the idea that you're going to move forward in juicing, we're going to talk about how a great juicer is actually a great investment. And there are plenty of green machines on the market today to satisfy any budget. Although the cheapest ones may not always make you the happiest. And that's the way it goes. Think of your juicer purchase as an investment in your long-term wellness, energy, and radiance. We want to squeeze every possible ounce of goodness into our glasses. And unfortunately, crappy juices can produce a crappy yield. If you're going to spend money on high quality organic fruits and vegetables and time preparing for your juicing, you might as well be sure that the machine you use to help maximize the nutrients and power. In general, there are two main categories for juices for non-commercial use, and I'll explain them in just a few moments. But the basic difference is one that works quickly and is easy to clean, but isn't necessarily the top of the line when it comes to longevity of your juices and the quality of your juice. And the other creates juice that may contain more nutrients and enzymes and can keep for a few days, but it takes more time and can be harder to clean up than its quicker counterparts. Frankly, the choice depends on your goals and really just your lifestyle. If you're a hardcore raw foodie who wants to invest in a killer machine and you have some extra time on your hands, you might as well go full tilt with a masticating or twin gear juicer. That's my preference. On the other hand, if you're a working mamacita who gets up at 5 a.m. and doesn't get home till 9 p.m., you're going to want to be able to have one that's a little bit quicker and a little bit faster for your taste. Will there be some compromise in the nutritional value if you go the easier way? Yes, but it all comes down to whether or not you'll actually commit to juicing. So for best results, choose a juicer that you will actually use. Since everyone has different needs and everyone has different budgets, I want to show you how I evaluate the mini juicers on the market today. And there's plenty. And perhaps the best one that can fit your lifestyle. So first of all, there's the centrifugal juicer. And that's pretty much the juicer where you can you've seen the commercials where you put the whole apple into the chute. The juicer spins at incredibly high speed, and it's literally grated and the juice is spun out. It's the fastest, and so the con to that is that it actually creates heat that kills part of the enzymes in your juice. The pro to it is that it takes a little preparation, and you get your juice very quickly, and the cleanup time is very short. Next to that is the masticating juicer. I own one of those particular ones. I've actually used all of the ones that I'm going to talk about today. The masticating juicer, which acts a little bit like your pearly whites in your mouth. It's actually going to grind and kind of chew the food very slowly as if it was literally chewing it. It has a smaller chute. Just like our mouths, a smaller chute than the first one that I mentioned. So you need to cut your food just a little bit more before putting it in there. The yield is better than the centrifugal juicer. You'll actually have a drier pulp and you'll have more of the juice in your glass that's going into your body. The enzymes are retained because it's at a very slow speed and it doesn't create a lot of heat. For those of you that have babies in your house, you'll definitely not want to use the first one I spoke about because it's extremely loud. You won't want to use that one when a little one in your house is sleeping. But this one purrs like a cat, the masticating ones. Very slow. It's like just chewing the food. The yield, I think, is very satisfactory for the amount of money that I spend on my organic fruit and vegetables. I want to get the most yield. Second to that, fourth to that, it also can stay into your fridge for about 48 hours. So for those of you that want to juice on a Monday and have enough for Monday and Tuesday and not pull out the juicer again until Wednesday, this is a really great option. Takes a little bit longer to clean the parts, but to me it makes up the time than pulling the bad boy out every single day and cleaning the parts. The next one is a twin gear juicer, and basically what this means is just what it says. It has 2 gears and it slowly spins to 2 gears that are intertwined with each other that push the foods through it. It has the highest yield, the most nutrient retention for up to 72 hours. Usually the twin gears are also made to make nut butters and ice cream, so for those of you that want to do more than juicing, this is an option. The con to it, again, is that it has a few more parts. Takes a little bit longer to clean up. There's usually a little scrub brush. You want to keep your screens really clean so you're not buying new screens very often. And the other con on this one is that a twin gear usually takes a little bit more counter space. For me, it doesn't always take that much counter space because all the parts are in the wash getting cleaned, and they're actually never on the juicer unless I'm juicing, because they're either on there juicing or in the sink or in the dish rack on the side. So now if you won the lottery and you want to get the best juicer that there is out there, the Norwalk hydraulic press is the top of the line bad boy that's out there. This will give you the most yield, retain the highest amount of nutrients. It doesn't move very fast, so it's not creating heat. There's less prep time because you can throw all of the foods in there without cutting them very much. However, it's about $2,500. So unless you're running a juice bar or you have a restaurant, it's usually not necessarily the one that you're going to run to the store and grab right away. So with all this said, I'm going to stand behind, in my opinion, more of the masticating and the twin gear juicers. I'm a huge fan of the Omega. When you work with me, these are the ones that I talk about because I know the type of yield that it's going to give you. I know the type of product it's going to give you. And next to this video, you're going to see the way if you would like to purchase one of those and the pros and cons for each one. So here's what you think about before purchasing one of these juicers. Is really, what's your budget? How much prep time would you like to invest? How much cleanup time are you interested in investing? How much time do you have? Basically, time. What's more important, the shelf life versus how long to prepare? And how much space on your countertop do you have? And lastly, are you going to be doing things like wheatgrass and nut butters? If you want to do wheatgrass and nut butters, forget the first one that I mentioned. Stick with one of the other two. If you want to just do juices, and that includes fruit and veggies and greens, stick with the second one I said, the masticating. If you're interested in adding in nut butters and ice cream, as well as everything above, and have the longest retention life, then go with the twin gear. Really, the last two are the two that I really stand behind. So with all this said, juicing is fun, it's easy, it's not as intimidating as some people think, and once you get into it, I'm telling you, it's easy to get hooked. And for me, it's really easy to get hooked on feeling good. So with all this said, post any questions that you have, and I look forward to getting you the juicer that you are actually going to use. Thanks for listening.